what I may do is take one contract. Let's see, one contract here, and then another one down here. Come on, down here a little lower. All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for tuning in to another video. Yes, we're moving into the holidays. It is Friday. We're wrapping up the week. Not sure how many of you are going to actually trade next week. I will be looking at the market, and if I see some good setups, I'll take them, right? As far as videos, I will, you know, even on my downtime, I'm still pushing out content. I'll probably make a couple videos next week. We'll see what unfolds. But here, looking at the market, and first, let me go ahead and stop. If you celebrate the holidays, you know, I'm wishing everyone a happy holiday and a safe one as well, okay? But anyways, getting into the charts, into the market, what do we have going on right now? We're bullish right now, okay? If we look at what took place yesterday, we had a slight pullback here, all right? After coming out of Wednesday into the overnight session, you know, in Wednesday evening into Thursday, we started breaking some structure from, you know, Wednesday back, pushing to the upside, okay? All right, breaking right here, pushing up, pull back, broke a bit of structure here to the downside just to run the highs and break this area right here. Excuse me, this a major high right here, okay? This area, this high right here at 970. So we pushed higher, pull back, and we've been bullish since, making new highs, okay? You know, making higher highs and higher lows. So you just got to follow the structure of the market. You know, even if you take a look here, we've been bullish, okay? We've had some pullbacks to where we broke areas of structure to the downside. Could you have been looking for shorts? Yeah, of course you could have, because we're moving lower. This is on the 14th, breaking areas of structure from the prior day, bearish sentiment, and then we start to do what? Move higher. Started breaking, taking out areas of structure right here, back to the upside, broke a major area of structure here from the 14th as we were trading into trading into December the 15th, and from there we were kind of just moving higher up until Wednesday, where we had the sell-off right here. And it started breaking structure to the downside, broke Wednesday's lows, started breaking structure from the prior day down to the downside. So we're bearish. And then, you know, we start to then turn back around again, like I said, breaking structure, taking it out back to the upside here, to the upside. Now, this is a major area of structure right here from a prior session from Wednesday, and we could break that. And I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but you have to be able to understand what's going on. Bullish to bearish. And then we start turning back bullish to the upside here. So just being able to read what's going on. Because you're taking shorts yesterday. Yes, I took shorts yesterday. Up until what point? Up until the market starts breaking, pushing higher and breaking through minor areas of structure right here. And then it took out this high right here at 970. Okay. So that's just kind of being able to understand the flow of the market and knowing which way to trade. And that's what I talk about a lot, is take the trades in the direction in which the higher time frame is moving. Okay, if it's moving to the upside and we're continuously breaking structure to the upside, you know, or making higher highs and higher lows, then just go long. Okay, all right, we start breaking structure to the downside within the current session, taking out some areas of structure to the downside. Yeah, you can start to look for short opportunities, especially like I said, when we start breaking through and making new lows on the day within the session. Yeah, then you know you should be looking for shorts, right? Okay, so right now we're bullish, so I would be looking for just long entries. Looking at the activity of the market at 10 o'clock right here, I think there was some news. I didn't even look at the news for today. I'm just starting off my session, to be honest with you guys. Oh yeah, we had consumer sentiment today at 10. So it's 10:35 right now, Eastern time, my time. So we're kind of past that area. But, you know, so I don't want to go back and kind of relook to see where we could possibly take some trades from around news time, because you don't know. I mean, the market could have just pushed up right here because of news. We don't know, you know. So it pulled back here again, though. What was it doing? Oh, it was testing this imbalance right here. This was a breaker structure to the upside. So if we look here at 1027 down on our lower time frame chart, we're bullish, right? So 1027 would have put us in this area right here. And all we want to do, because we're already bullish, we just want to look for an opportunity to go long. Once it breaks structure to the upside, I mean, look for a demand set is what I'm trying to say. Because this was demand right here on the, well, it's low probability area of demand right here. So I'm going to mark it just to show you. Sorry. Right here. Now, when it broke structure to the upside right here, basically what happened was we had to push up and pull back and broke structure, right? But if you look when the market broke higher here. This bullish candle took out this red candle right here. The next candle that formed, which is basically the third candle to the upside, the wick of it came back and filled any void or gap back to the demand zone here on the higher time frame. It comes back. It does test that area again, low probability zone. It does reject it, but then it comes back again. So it makes a low. It makes a lower high here pretty much, and then it makes a low here. Okay, a new low. Kind of swinging to the downside, just pulling back to fill in. It got a test of the a demand zone, and then the test again, the second test, where it filled in the imbalance resting right here at 17,004. Okay, so with that said, when it came back and filled that area of imbalance here, this was a structural break back to the upside right here. And let's see. Oh yeah, you could have probably went long. It was like one tick right here where it pushed up, broke structure right here. This next candle, the third candle, when it came back right here, let's see, one tick. You could have went long at the break of that candle right there to the upside and aim for higher areas. So I didn't catch that trade there, but there's an opportunity to go long right there. So now we have to be careful. This was a 40 area. I'll talk about that. It's a hidden pivot level. You can treat it just as you would, primarily any area of resistance in a sense, okay? And the market can reject from that area, and it could reject, and it came down and tested this area of demand, right? So if we look at some areas like that in the past, let me see here. Like yesterday, for instance, right? The market pushed up, started breaking higher, breaking through, or breaking and taking out structural areas back to the upside from Wednesday's trading session. And it made this high right here. Well, what did it go to? 70. 72, pretty much the tick, like 70 and a quarter. And then it rejected, and then it comes down to this demand area, right? Okay? So you have to be mindful of those areas like that. The round numbers, the half numbers, and even the hidden pivot areas, which a lot of levels, which a lot of traders don't know about. Most professionals do. Those have been trading for years and have years of experience, especially when it comes to the indices, okay? Indices are like primarily popular or when it comes to that, those hidden pivot areas, those 40 and 70, excuse me, hitting levels. They like to trade around those areas, and a lot of times people don't know, or most beginner traders, when they see the market reject or bounce from a 70 area or reject and bounce from a 40 area, and then it's like you try to figure out, well, what happened, okay? You could be at a good setup in the area of demand, right? And then right above it, it could be the 40 pivot area or level, right? And then the market goes up there, it hits it, okay, that 40 area, and just, you're looking to go long, and then it hits that area, and then it just comes back against you, right? So you got to be mindful of those areas like that, because you can get stopped out, because sometimes they like to run reversals at those areas, okay? You can see what happened here. What did it do? It hit it, and it reversed, and it came down, and it broke structure right here. So just be careful and paying close attention to the market when it comes to certain levels. You can treat them, like I said, like sort of support and resistance. The same way we treat the round and half numbers. A lot of people use those levels just to trade from them. Okay, but I trade supply and demand, and but I'm mindful of certain areas. So if I was long, say, I wouldn't be long here because of the news, but long here, I know up here we got 40 up here. So and it may break through this area now because it's tested it. So this one up there, it could reject it again, but it may try to break through now because we're bullish now. All right, and so we're bullish. I mean, you can see the channel to the upside. For those that have a hard time looking at channels, this is the channel right here. I'm just going to kind of draw it like this. It's a channel to the upside. See it swinging to the upside? There's a major high here. This high here is coming off this deep pullback that can run higher and break this area up here at 73. Just following the flow of the market. Push up, pull back, could break higher, break Wednesday's high, which would be another major break of structure. Because then we're taking out a sessional high from a previous day, not prior day. Okay. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get into any trades. That's kind of just a rundown from my mindset of what I'm looking at unfolding, and hopefully that in itself just kind of talking through things. So maybe it helps a lot of traders out there understand and to kind of open their eyes up a little more when you start looking at and being able to read the structure of the market, because that is key. Like, that's imperative. To me, that's a critical part of trading. The most critical part of trading, I should say that. Because if you don't understand that and be able to, know what the market is doing, can the market turn at any given point? Yeah, it can reverse. We know that. So we trade what we see all the time. That's the biggest thing. And trust your instinct. And take your trades from high probability setups. Will every trade work out? No. We don't. I say this again. We as retail traders, we don't have the power to push the markets the way the institutions do. So we just want to ride. We want to look for their setups and we want to ride with them. We want to jump in that passenger seat when they pull back to a key area where they exploded from, say like right here. And one of the key things, one of the most critical steps to the part of how I trade in the strategy is looking for the breaker structure. It's number one. I gotta see a breaker structure. Okay, all right. If it's making higher highs and higher lows, broke structure here, pull back. I want to see a primary area. I want to see a breaker structure and a pullback to an area. Okay, in this case here, a demand area, and then I like to look for opportunities, and there's a step-by-step process that I've talked about in tons of videos here on the channel. If you're someone that's new to watching the channel, then you need to go back and watch the videos. Okay, everybody wants to circumvent things and always reach out and ask questions, when every question I can just, most of the questions, I don't say every question, but primarily everything that anyone could ask when it comes to the way I actually trade and the strategy and how I trade it, it's in the videos. You got to spend time watching them. Okay, we have people that have turned their trading around, those that are now seeing success and profitability on the day where they once were red, now they went through a process of transforming from red to break even to now they're profitable, and seeing consistency, meaning in the level or the number of trades they're taking, and watching their win rate go up. Okay, we don't win them all, but the key to it is getting out early enough so that you don't incurring too much drawdown, and we want to cut our losses. All right, and one of the biggest things too, I said this maybe in the video 2 days ago. I said, when you're up, and then you want to, you take your profit, meaning you don't want to turn a winning trade into a losing trade. And it's hard sometimes. We want to stay in that trade, right? But sometimes you've got to know and trust your gut, and sometimes that trade will keep running. And then it's like, there's no sense of getting frustrated and say you could have stayed into it. And that's what happens. This is a psychological process. People don't understand. It's like, it's like you could have went for the ride to the upside. Say, for instance, if you got into a trade and then you cut it and then it could have gave you 20 more points, right? Well, that's the thing about trading, is that the next time around you try to do that and then you get burnt, right? So you just trust your instinct and be able to read the charts and know where you need to take the trade to from there. And, keep doing that and sticking with it, and you'll be profitable. But to me right now, I don't see any opportunity. I mean, the market's just chopping right now, moving sideways. Again, the only setup I seen was since since the market opened, because let's see, pull back right here in 9:30, 9:35. I don't trade right at the opening, so I allow myself about 20 to 25 minutes most times before I start looking for opportunities once the session's open. And like right here, I mean, I wasn't up at 2 o'clock in the morning. This was going into London session pretty much. And it came back, tested this demand area right here. Okay, and then it blasts off to the upside. So it pulled back, broke structure to the upside again right there. And then it pulls back, and then it didn't come down here. This was a demand area right here as well. And then it didn't test this area at 19. It pulled back halfway and took off. I mean, to the upside. That was at 8:30. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was news this morning at 8:30, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I think we had let me see. Let me make sure. What was this morning's news? Core price index news this morning, and a few other medium to low impact news events. So yeah, there were several things this morning. So that's the market. That could have been partially the reason why the market didn't come all the way back here. It reacted right at news and took off to the upside. So anyways, it looks like we may just have a sideways day here, and we may not get an opportunity to do much of anything. But right now, I would primarily be looking for a break to the upside and some kind of pullback, unless we start breaking structure to the downside. And even if we start breaking structure to the downside, would I look for opportunities to go short? Yeah, I would, because we breaking structural areas, to the downside. But there's still opportunity in which you can look for long, because the market could turn back around and start re-breaking structure back to the upside, taking out minor areas of structure, and then start aiming for this high up here at 40. So it just depends on which way this thing goes. If we break structure to the downside, I can look for pullback to go short. Now, if we keep breaking to the downside, we take out lows, then we know we are definitely trending to the downside. But right now, we're moving sideways, and this is not, we're ranging, and this is not what you want to be doing, going and looking for trades. Okay, so now it looks like we just got to break lower here. All right, so I mentioned either breaking lower or breaking higher. We broke this area here to the downside. Okay, we broke right below 9, well, let's say 989. All right, so let's see what we can pull back to, Let's see what it's going to do here. And we'll wait and see what happens. I'm not going to talk too soon. Let's see if we get a pullback maybe to this area right here at 90, 95 area, or maybe a little higher, sitting at 96, 96 and a half. So as you can see here, I'm short. I'm probably going to take it back down. Try to take it back down to maybe 85. So I've got to be careful here, though. Yeah, somewhere around. Let's see what happens here. Come on. It could test up here too at well, let's see, 17,006. Hopefully it doesn't come that high though, but it can test that area though. But this is a demand, supply zone resting right here on the higher time frame. What I may do is take one contract. Let's see, one contract here, and then another one down here. Come on, down here a little lower. Yeah, there we go. Come on, baby, keep running. Come on. Come on. It's right below this high volume area here, so it can bounce. There we go, got filled, okay? So again, I mentioned this is a supply area right here. Untested. Taps it, okay? Let's go ahead and let me mark this as a demand zone, because it was it's untested. It's low probability, so I'm not gonna mark it as in a green box. This is a supply zone untested, so I'm going to mark it in red, and it comes down here, like I said, around 85, and that's what I was looking for, the 85 area. So let's see. Okay, so that one was a successful trade there. Again, because we're moving lower, taking out a bit of structure here to the downside, creates that area of on the push down, pull back, push down, pull back, break below here, okay? Pull back, supply. Simple as that, okay? So let's see. What can it continue running to now? All right, so just pushed, broke that area structure, made that low here, pull back, made a, broke this area slightly, making a slightly new low, wicking it out. So we'll see. So I'm into a long position here. I stepped away from the computer into a long position. Looks like we are, looking at the lower time frame for one, we're breaking structure back to check out this area here, breaking structure back to the upside. Pull back, didn't break it, didn't come down and make a new low pretty much. We wicked out the bottom here, running liquidity, and looks like we are kind of in a bearish, bullish upside momentum movement to the upside here. So I took a long pullback in this area right here. So the market pulled back here. So it broke up, it came back down, and then it started breaking structure here back to the upside. And it broke this area here, started breaking some areas here. So I looked for an area to pull back to where there was a demand area on the lower time frame, which was in this area right here, to take it back up and run the high here at 17,010 pretty much. And it may continue pushing higher here, but I'm interested to see what's going to happen because the market came down here to look at the higher time frame, made a slightly lower low here, and then broke higher. Okay, so we've kind of been moving sideways here. So I was overall looking at the structure on the lower time frame, my 12 range chart here, when it started breaking back to the upside, breaking structure back to the upside on the lower time frame, and it didn't really come back down and close and break and make a new low. It just wicked the area out here, grab a liquidity, turn back around. So it started taking primarily areas of mining areas of structure out here within this leg here as it started making higher highs and higher lows. So I was looking for an opportunity to go, go long. Okay. All right. So I'm looking to see if we can get a pullback, maybe to this area here, or it could actually come down here to this 957 as well. So 71 or 57 area. Let's see, and I'm trying to take it back up to this area of supply right here. It bounced off an area of demand on the higher time frame. We were breaking structure to the downside. We had a nice pullback, tapped up here towards the top end of the highs what today was, and made a lower high, rejected, pushed lower, tapped and hit this area of demand, and started moving higher. So I'm very interested in seeing if it's going to want to run up here and test the this area of supply right here. Let me see. Let's see. I'm curious to see if it's going to want to come a little bit lower though. Okay, I'm into a long position. Notice the rejection off this area right here. Trying to take it back up the first contract, hopefully back up to this 87.25 area. We are looking at the lower time frame, just breaking structure back to the upside, taking out areas here, and this area here came back. This was a demand area on the lower time frame that I was looking at, and I waited to see if it was going to want to try to push lower, but it kept rejecting this area here. So I went ahead and got in long, and actually I wanted to get in long a little earlier than I did, possibly around here at 73, 74, but I was waiting. It kept rejecting this area here, so I'm waiting to see if it's going to at least test 87 and maybe push up higher and maybe come up and test this supply area sitting up here. I know we're getting closer to the close of today's session, but I'm going to hold it, but I got to be very mindful because we have this area here, which it may want to test lower areas before pushing higher. So we'll see. All right, first contract is almost filled there. I may just go ahead and take out because we're getting so close to the end of today's session. Look at it, hit to the tick. I'll probably go ahead and take out because I don't know if it's going to come up here and test all the way up here, today. We only got like a half an hour left before the session, and I know we don't like to trade in the afternoons, but I didn't get too much time during the day. I was kind of back and forth in between my charts, so it hit that area to the tick, and it bounced right off of it. Hopefully, it gives me another field. Gives me another chance. Go ahead. There we go. Okay, we got field there. So, all right. Let's see what it's going to do now. I don't know. Maybe it's going to come up here and finish filling, or come up here and test this supply area. It came down here and bounced off of this demand area down here. Today's session, and looking at it, we're broke structure here to the downside. So overall, bearish, and it came down here, hit this area of demand. So the question is now, is when it comes back to this key area of supply right here, is it going to push through it and make a new high? Break today's high. I'm not saying it's going to happen today. I don't think it is. Definitely not. But break this major area, this high right here, which that would be a major structure break to the upside here. or is it going to hit this supply area right here and just push lower and break this area of structure down here below? So the higher time frame, to me, we're looking bearish right now. Lower time frame, we started breaking structure back to the upside here. Minor areas of structure, I'll say. Okay, minor areas. I mean, if you look at it, pushing higher here, then we start breaking lower, then we start taking out minor areas of structure as we're pushing higher here. So, but you know, again, I like to trade in the direction of the higher time frame, but I just noticed what was going on on the lower time frame as we started breaking those minor areas of structure back to the upside, and just took a pullback on a long for a scalp. So just took a few trades today, small scalps, and I want to see how it's going to play out now, if it's going to come up here and test this area. So let's see. All right, so I am going to call it, everyone. Again, I just been kind of back and forth looking at my charts throughout the day. So a couple of scalps, like I said, you know, not no big runs today. I think maybe 6-7 points at a time scalping. So on the NASDAQ, but that's, you know, that's fine. Because I wasn't able to sit in front of the charts all day long, guys. I've been busy, you know, holidays coming up, and well, we're already into the holidays. But next week's a new week. We'll see what happens. If you do trade next week, I wish everyone a successful week next week. If you celebrate the holidays, have a safe holiday with your family and your loved ones. And again, I appreciate everyone that tunes in to the channel each and every day and engages in the Discord. Appreciate everyone that drops a like on the videos. I appreciate that. Please continue to do so. If you're not a current subscriber to the channel, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking on the subscribe button. Make sure to turn on all your post notifications. And last but not least, drop a like on the video. If you're interested in joining the Discord, the links down in the description portion of the video is free of charge to enter. Okay, doesn't cost anything. You can come over and join us on the trading floor. I was looking at something. This was a little long right here. When it tapped in this small area of demand right here, I was waiting for that, but I didn't engage or take the trade. But just back up, pretty much back up to this area right here around 70. Let's see. Yeah, probably around 78, 79, possibly back up. Yeah, 78 or 79. Where we at now? 77. So close to that area there. Let me blow this up so I can see it myself. Yeah, somewhere around 78 and a half, 79, somewhere up there. But anyways, yeah. I was looking at that, but I didn't take it. We're just too close to the end of the day session. But yeah, again, you know, Monday's Christmas for those that celebrate it, and then the New Year is around the corner. The markets will be closed on that day. And I, again, appreciate everyone tuning in. If you're interested in joining the Elite channel or becoming an Elite channel supporter, just click on the join link. You'll find out more about the tier, about if you want to become a Elite channel supporter member. $6.99 a month. You get the trade breakdowns as well as the video playlist. So all you have to do is click on the join button. You'll see it right here. You're watching the video now. You'll see a button that says join. Click on it and you'll see two tiers: loyal channel supporter and then the Elite channel supporter, which is $6.99. Again, you get the trade breakdowns. That's where I'm going into detail about the trades I take, kind of, you know, giving you the rundown from my mindset of you know, things that I'm looking at, okay? Why I got into the trade, the areas I take the trade from, why I'm taking it back to certain areas as far as TPs, profit target areas, you know. But also you get the video playlist, which is a hand-selected list of videos that I pulled out or extracted from over 600 videos here on the channel, okay? So that way you don't have to watch all 600, okay? And they cover pretty much the gist, the overall strategy, and how I trade it. That's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up, and I would say I'll see you in the new year, but I'll probably be looking at the charts next week and probably will take a few trades depending what the activity or the volume is like in the market. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.